Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our final day of the Raising Our Children's Kids virtual mini-series. Today is going to be a little bit shorter. We're talking about financial stability. So just like in the other 4 days, we are going to pause here and just do a quick get to know each other, and then we'll come back to the recording. All right, so today we're going to talk about 3 aspects of money and how to have those conversations with our kids. So we're going to talk about earning, saving, and spending. Now, Purdue Extension does have a curriculum for talking about money with kids, specifically 3rd, 4th grade students. It's called Captain Cash. And so some of those concepts are pulled from that curriculum. And then there's also a program through the high school financial planning program that talks about how to have these conversations with our older kids. So I'll pull from some of that as well. So we're going to start by talking about earning money. So currently, kind of think about how are your kids earning money now? Are they doing chores? Do they have a job? Are there activities that they can do to earn money? And then what are some other ways kids can earn money, whether that's through gifts or maybe they receive a weekly or a monthly allowance? Thinking about just any of the ways that your children are receiving or earning money. And then using that information to kind of talk to your kids. So probably for any age child, it's helpful to talk to kids about the job, income, and education and how those are all related. So making sure to emphasize that no matter what job you're interested in, that is okay, but there are different educational requirements for different kinds of employment, and then of course income varies with the different employment. So depending on the age of the kids, you can talk to them about the differences between college and trade school. If they're a little bit older, you may want to talk to them about the different types of higher education, whether that is certificate programs, associate, bachelor, master, all of the different levels, and kind of explaining to them how each of those different educational pieces will correlate to a job that they want and in turn increase the income that they would be bringing home. Something you can do to talk to your kids about earning is reading the book Chicken Sunday. So this is part of that curriculum I talked about, the Captain Cash program. So this is an opportunity to read a book with your child and then to kind of have them pull information from the book and understand how earning all is connected. So that's kind of the earning piece. The next one is savings. So, as adults, we kind of have this understanding of what savings need to look like with different ways that we can save, different methods, different locations. So it's important to make sure you've at least spoken to your kids about saving. You don't have to go into the nitty-gritty details about the different types of savings accounts and things like that. And so maybe they're a little bit older and can kind of grasp some of those understandings. And if you yourself have a savings account, or maybe you have a jar of coins that you throw your change in at the end of the day, maybe showing that to your child and kind of discussing with them, like, this is what I'm saving for, this is how this works. If you remember from earlier conversations this week, kids love to model behavior. So if they see you using a savings account or using a savings bank, they're going to want to do that as well. So some fun things you can do is make different savings banks. So all of these pictures are things that were made during the shutdown. So we did a brief program about making savings banks during the shutdown as something to do when we were all stuck at home. So these are just water bottles. This is a water jug, different things you can do, and encourage your kids to make their own savings banks. Now, sometimes it's a little hard for kids to see their money and not be able to spend it. So if the entire bottle is covered, it's a little harder to kind of see in there and want to reach in and grab the quarters out. So when you're talking to your kids about saving money, it all starts with having a goal. It is really, really hard for kids to just put money away for no reason. So if there is some kind of goal, whether that is to go on a trip or to get a new toy or to get a new video game, having that goal established is going to help them want to actually reach it. So the one picture here on the left side that's in the jug, this was done by someone who was saving up to go on vacation. So it's a beach scene. Some of the other ones didn't have specific goals, but having that goal in mind can be really beneficial. You can also do it with kind of like a thermometer picture on the jug or the container, whatever you're using, and color in as you get closer to your goal. So maybe at the top of your goal be $100, and then every time you get up to it, you kind of color it in as you go up. Another thing you can do when talking about savings is to read A Chair for My Mother. So that also comes from the Captain Cash curriculum, but it's a way to talk with your younger kids about saving, and again, pulling information from a book to help them kind of understand that. And spending. So this is everyone's favorite part of money. So it's really important to kind of think about how your kid currently spends money. Are they getting money from doing a chore and then spending it immediately? Are they one of the kind of kids that will hold on to it and never ever spend it? Will they put it in a savings bank? What does it look like for them when they're spending money? And then think about what you yourself have spent money on in the last week, and also what your kid has seen you spend money on. So something really amusing to me is when I taught this class in the past, I'll have a parent tell me, well, my kid just tells me to just put it on my card. There's not this understanding that the money on my card is money that's in the bank or money from a paycheck, things like that. So having those conversations with, even though I'm spending this card, it's the same as if I was giving someone cash. I still have to pay for it. I don't just get to swipe my card and get the item for free. So think about how you've spent money, think about how your kids have seen you spend money, and really just have a conversation with them about some of the wants and needs, which are on the next slide here. Talking to kids about the difference is so important. So like I said, kids have a very general concept of money, so we want to make sure to break it down really concretely for them. You can talk with them about needs and wants. You can show them. It can be an activity, maybe where you have a video game and some food and maybe some soap and some shoes, and you kind of get them to try to figure out which one is a want and which one is a need. And then talking to them about how it's important to get your needs met with the money that you spend before it's important to get your wants met, because you want to make sure, you're getting your food, you have a place to live, things like that. It's also important, depending on the age, to talk to your kids about a spending plan. So this could be similar to a budget. If you yourself have a budget, it's probably a little complicated for our younger kids to understand, but maybe showing them, like, here's where the money comes in, and then I have this amount of dollars that I can spend on all of these other things that I have to pay, and showing them how it breaks down, and showing them how, you have a little bit left over, you can put that in savings for maybe a new car or a family trip, things like that. So this one has 2 different books you can read. So you can read about Pigs Will Be Pigs, which is about spending a bunch of money. And the other one is Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. And it talks about how when we don't get our needs met because we spend all of our money on our wants, things can be a little complicated. So I also included a couple of resources here. So America Saves, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and Money Smart for Adults has a lot of great resources. It has talking points, it has activities, information, any kind of financial information you're looking for, you can pretty much find in these places. So as always, if this is the only program you're attending in this series, please complete the evaluation. And I want to thank you for attending our last session of the Raising Our Children's Kids virtual series.